In this video I'd like to show you how I turn these knives, which look pretty much like ugly ducklings, into the finished article. And basically the knife is at this stage about 80% built now. All the metal work has been done, heat treat has been done, scales have been glued on, mosaic pins have been made, tangs have been tapered, etc, etc. So you can see, there they are. This one's some stabilised maple, this one's stabilised oak, both with black liners. So they don't look nothing special. In fact, they look damn ugly. And this final part of shaping the scales can make or break a knife as well. You know, you can take a little bit too much off here, and then obviously you've ruined it. So I'm just going to go through the processes that I use to turn these into finished knives. So follow along, and any knife makers out there, you may find this useful, or you may think, is that how he does it? Ugh, I know a better way. And if you do know a better way, then let me know, because we're all learning, we've never stopped learning. So I'll set up now for what I'm going to do for the first stage of doing this profiling. First stage profiling is done on this 6-inch belt with a worn P40 grit, and that just removes a lot of the excess wood. And as soon as I start seeing sparks, I know I'm down to the steel, and that's where I stop. So I don't want to I don't want to produce too many sparks. I don't want to scratch the steel. Deep scratches are hard to remove. Dust extractor, obviously safety PPE equipment is worn, so I'm going to put that on now and clean up the profile of these knives. At this stage, get a better light. At this stage I've only cleaned up the back of the knife. The internal curves done now after I've done the back. Obviously I've got to go through the different grits, and I've ended up on a P240 grit. From a P240 grit it is very easy to take this up to a very fine finish. So this is all done on the same diameter wheel. Notice how I kept it moving all the time. I didn't dwell in one spot, and I didn't apply too much pressure. I let the machine do the work, and let the belt remove the material. If you apply too much pressure or loiter in one area for too long, you will burn the liner, especially black. It turns yellow. So that's one thing you've got to do. So you can see that's looking nice now, and I've just got to do the same on the internal radii And I got to swap over my wheels. I got a 4-inch wheel for this section here, and I've got a 1.5-inch wheel for this section here. And again, wheel changes, belt changes, it's a time consuming business, but there's no other way to do it. Well, this is stage 1 of the profiling complete, so you can see that I've got a nice finish on all the knives. The internal radii are all tidied up. The plunge, sorry, the choil area and finger guard area are all cleaned up nicely. Pommels are all good. The backs of the tangs are all nice and shiny and good. So I have a good look over to make sure that I've got a good, there's no gaps between the fibre liner of the wood and the steel. As if there is, obviously there's no point in continuing with that handle. It's got to come off and you've got to start again. But no, that's all good. They're all as they should be. So now next is on to profiling, putting the hourglass shape into the scales, and for that I use the new 40 grit belt. New belts, they remove material faster, they run cooler, and it really is a false economy to use warm belts. There are occasions when a warm belt is useful, but you've got to really not be afraid to use new belts, and I get through a lot of belts. The belts I use for working with wood are different to the ones I use for working with steel some of the time. This is an open faced belt made from aluminium oxide, and basically open face means that the particles of grit can break away quite easily, which is what you want when you're working with wood, because it means that the clogged and slightly worn bits of grit can break off, exposing fresher grit beneath. If I were to use this belt on steel, it wouldn't last anywhere near as long, but on wood it's fine. The belts I use for steel are called closed faced belts, and they're much more durable. A closed faced belt wouldn't be very effective on wood, and an open faced belt wouldn't be very effective on steel. That's the coarse grit shaping on this particular knife. Now just got to refine the grits, refine the hourglass shape, make sure it's even. It's not too bad at the moment. Make sure it's all even. Go down through the grits, hand sand and finish and polish. Just like I did on the profiling, it's going down through the grits now. Just clean it all up. Lots of belt changing, lots of wheel diameter changing. Well, I'm back onto the 6-inch wheel now with the 220 grit belt. Just now going to blend all the curves and just refine the hourglass to make sure it's all symmetrical. As we approach the final dimensions of the handles, we could go down to a fine grit. Fine grit removes minimal material, so if I do make a mistake, the chances are the mistake isn't going to be a serious one and I can rectify it. So it's crucial to have a fine belt, work carefully, and just you know, try and blend all these edges in before we finally go on to a bit of hand finishing. Finally, just give the handle a buff. I use a brown compound, light pressure on my buffing mop. Well, the knives are finished now, and the most satisfying part is pulling off all of the masking tape. I refined the spine of the knife with finer grits, which I didn't show in the video. Apart from that, most of what you've seen is the processes I use to finish the handles of my knives. I've still got a bit of cleaning up to do on this knife. You can see some marks there. I need to just clean that up. There's that one. This is stabilised maple. And the other one is stabilised oak. Having them stabilised, it means they really do polish up well on the buffing machine. Normal wood doesn't seem to come up to the same sort of standard. And of course you get the benefits of a stable handle as well. So there's oak. So that's it. This is Bank Holiday Monday. I've already had some tellings off for being in here. I've got to go now and do family things. These obviously need cleaning up and finishing, and then sheaves made before they're ready to go out to customers. Hope this has been of help to somebody, and I hope you've enjoyed watching and perhaps a bit more understanding of the amount of work that I put into making my knives. Please bear in mind that I am totally self-taught, that there may be better ways to do it than I've showed in this video, and if you do know of a better way, then please, for the benefit of us all, share. That's it. All the best for now, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.